So Bob Arum has officially confirmed that the unification match between WBC and IBF champion Artur Beterbiev and WBO champion Joe Smith Jr. is official. The targeted dates are June 25 and July 2. Now, what do I think about this fight? Obviously, this fight is between two top three light heavyweights, consensus top three light heavyweights. However you rate the light heavyweight division, the top three were universally agreed upon. 1 Beterbiev, 2 Bivol, 3 Joe Smith Jr. Beterbiev is the Lineal championship. I know some people are going to ask, how is he the Lineal champion? Just a brief history. Beterbiev beat Vazdik beat Stevenson beat Dawson. That's where the lineage comes from. Dawson beat Pascal beat Hopkins beat Tarver beat Roy Jones Jr., so on and so on. So that's how the Lineal is with Adonis Stevenson, with Artur Beterbiev right now. Joe Smith Jr., he picked up the WBO title in a very controversial decision over Maxim Vlasov. In my humble opinion, I thought Maxim Vlasov beat him 8 rounds to 4, but I will not keep on saying robbery until I rewatch the fight. If I come back with the same scorecard, then I will adamantly say it was a robbery. Now, what do I think about this fight? This fight is between two guys who are power punchers, knockout artists. Joe Smith Jr. has a record of 27 wins, 3 losses, 21 coming by way of knockout. So he has a 70% knockout ratio. Artur Beterbiev, on the other hand, has 17 fights, 17 wins, all 17 by way of knockout. That's a 100% knockout ratio. I understand Artur Beterbiev might not be the biggest one-punch power puncher in the world, but guess what? He has that similar power to Sergey Kovalev and Gennady Golovkin, where he will land heavy bombs on you. I hear a lot of people saying that Gennady Golovkin punches harder than Beterbiev, and that baffles me, to be honest. Beterbiev was fighting heavyweights in the amateurs. Beterbiev has been Usyk in the amateurs. I believe he even dropped Usyk. Beterbiev knocked out Kovalev in the amateurs, knocked out Vazdik, beat all these top guys, top Eastern Europeans. He beat them all. He punches much harder than Canelo Alvarez. I'll tell you that right now. Much harder. Not Canelo Alvarez. Well, obviously he does, but he punches much harder than Gennady Golovkin. Much, much harder. And he's more consistent with his punching. Gennady Golovkin has never stopped an A-level fighter in his career. In his entire career, has never stopped an A-level fighter. His top 3 opponents were Canelo Alvarez, Daniel Jacobs, and Sergey Derevyanchenko. Did not stop any one of them. None of them were I know Jacobs and Derevyanchenko were dropped both in their fights, but none of them were ever in danger of being stopped. So that's something people gotta put in their brain, where we've already seen Beterbiev absolutely destroy and retire Vazdik, who was at the time was the number 1 light heavyweight. He retired him, broke him apart, tore him down, and made him judge his own self, begin to doubt himself. So that's where Beterbiev stands. Gennady Golovkin does not have that type of power. Gennady Golovkin, in my humble opinion, I think he's one of the most overrated fighters in boxing history. Absolutely overrated. The HBO hype machine was completely behind him, and they made him into that fake boogeyman. He was no boogeyman. He wasn't as ducked as some people like to say he was. Yes, Sergio Martinez ducked him. Yes, Miguel Cotto ducked him. Yes, Billy Joe Sanders ducked him. But right now he's ducking Demetrius Andrade. He's ducked Aris Landilar before, and he's ducked Andre Ward. So he's done his fair ducking as well. So that's my take on that. A lot of people like to compare Beterbiev and Golovkin's power. I've heard several Golovkin fanboys claim that Golovkin punches harder than Beterbiev. That couldn't be farther from the truth. Beterbiev is a much more destructive puncher, and I would actually love to see Beterbiev versus Canelo Alvarez. I know many people are going to be like, you're overlooking Joe Smith Jr., because I'm not talking about him as much as I am talking about Beterbiev, because we haven't seen that performance against the top A-class fighter by Joe Smith Jr. We've seen him knock a lot of B-class fighters out. Lots of them. Absolutely knock him out. He's knocked out Bernard Hopkins out of the ring. He has several great ones. Let me just take one quick look at his box rec, in case I am forgetting someone. His last win against Steve Gayford didn't really impress me, but it's okay. It was a decent win. He knocked out Elder Alvarez in 9 rounds. He knocked out Bernard Hopkins, injury for Farah. Bernard Hopkins was 51 years old, so he has 3 good wins. Farah, Hopkins, and Elder Alvarez. But he also has questionable wins against Josh Hart and against Maxim Vlasov. In his last fight against Gayford, I didn't see much power from him. I haven't seen this destructive power from him for a while now. Let's see. He might be able to catch Beterbiev clean, just like how Callum Johnson caught him clean. And Callum Johnson did hurt Beterbiev. But other than that brief 30-second sequence, Beterbiev is in full control of that fight. But nevertheless, he was dropped by Callum Johnson. And dropped badly. Callum Johnson just didn't have the skill, in my opinion, to take Beterbiev out. Now, I don't want to make this video too long. I'm not going to make an official prediction either, because as we go to the fight, I'll make videos for each fighter, a game plan for each fighter, full prediction, full breakdown. I will rewatch the Maxim Vlasov fight before I give my prediction, but this is just a quick video for the announcement. Fight will take place in summer, June 25 or July 2, according to their promoter, Bob Arum. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like and subscribe. And one more thing. Funny thing is, Daniel Jacobs was supposed to fight Joe Smith Jr. Early this year, or early last year. I don't even remember, but I remember it said February, and he didn't get the fight. I think Daniel Jacobs would have fared better against John Ryder than he would have. He would have fared better against Joe Smith Jr. than he did against John Ryder. But I could be wrong, because John Ryder did hurt Jacobs badly at the tail end of round 8. And if John Ryder can hurt you like that, you best believe Joe Smith Jr. can hurt you like that as well. Joe Smith Jr., I know this puncher is Artur Beterbiev, but he's one hell of a puncher. One hell of a puncher. Now, give me your thoughts in the comment section below. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and Sadiq Boxing out.